Hi, it's Ian Pettigrew, and I've decided to record a few things I've learned about agility. I'm still very much a newbie. I think it's about 18 months I've been coming now. But, still so much to learn. But I was chatting to somebody about how terrifying it was to come along for the first time. And there's loads of things I wish I'd known. So I just thought I'd capture a quick video about that. And the first one is when you get to agility, I'm going to go in now, but Buddy's going to stay in the car for a minute. And that's because I'm going to go in and help to set up the equipment. When I came, we've got these instructors here doing a load of stuff. I'd not realised that they're volunteers, that they're not paid, that they just come and do stuff. So I'm going to leave Buddy in the car for a few minutes and go in and make sure the equipment's set up with them. Right, and the second thing we do before we go in, and I'm not going to film this, is we go for a wee. So, and whatever else is required. So I don't want him doing it in the arena. So we've got a habit now that he knows that that's what we do before we go in. So, and I'm not filming this. And so one thing we're making sure we do, looking where I'm going, we're having a bit of a run round and doing a bit of a warm up. Buddy, left, good boy, left. So I think don't want to start by going straight into jumps. And another thing we've learned is about the importance of really taking high-value treats. I know the first few agility sessions, I think I just turned up with the kind of, pretty standard treats, the same thing I'd just use any day and Buddy would get just for, sitting or doing nothing in particular. And one thing I've learned is that, if you really want your dog to come out of the comfort zone and do new things, is to bring along a high-value treat, bring along something special, so we often bring cheese, cheddar cheese that I've sliced up before the session, and I know people bring all sorts of interesting things. We don't always get this right, something I still need to do a bit more work on, but definitely make sure you bring high-value treats. And in particular, Buddy also loves the clamshell, the Velcro pocket thing with treats in there. We only ever use that at agility, but he really takes great delight in that. So again, you're really trying to train the dog and get them to do things, just work out what works for your dog, what's high value, what's unusual, what's special. Also, using video when you're training I found to be a really helpful thing, and I wish I'd used this in a slightly better way all along. So when I get somebody to video me and Buddy working at training, it's always really powerful to watch it back, and because what I'll often notice is the bits that I was virtually all the time, is the bits when Buddy isn't doing what I want him to do. It's actually me, and I watch it back on video and think, look what I was telling him to do, look where my body was positioned, look what I was doing with my hands. And often there's so much going on and so many things changing, it's hard to realise that in the moment, but it's really powerful to watch a video back. The way I do this is I'll just get one of the other people I'm working with, I'll hand them a phone and ask them to video. Don't over video, it can disrupt the session if everybody's trying to video everything. And often what I'll do is I won't ask the next person that's going to go to video, I'll ask the person behind them, so that it's not sort of interfering with what they're doing as well. And then, sometimes I know, at first I thought, I'll delete the videos that are bad where we mess up, but actually the videos where you mess up are often the ones that you'll learn the most from. Another thing I think I've learned from agility is about making sure that we make the most of the learning, because it feels like there's an absolutely massive amount to learn and we're kind of learning lots of things every week. So ask the instructors, would be definitely one bit of advice I would share. Probably took me a little bit of time to do that, but asking, why and why not this, and what if I do this, and what do you think about this? So asking lots of questions, and then asking about resources. I love reading and watching videos and learning from lots of other ways, and there's some really good resources around. So, ask for recommendations, because there's lots of other opportunities to learn as well. And personally, I've learned a lot from doing some dog swaps as well. So make sure you get consent first. Don't just go and grab somebody's dog, obviously. But I've had a few things where I've thought, Buddy's just not getting this. I'd like the opportunity to run this with a different dog, so that, almost like I know what it feels like to do it with a different dog. And then suddenly, what have I found? we've done the different dog has then done exactly the same thing that Buddy does. In other words, it's me, and I need to do something. So sometimes swapping dogs with a friend can be a really good way of learning. And do homework. We do probably about 10, maybe 15 minutes of agility, some form of training every night, whether that be weaves or things like German and Ketchkers and out rounds and sort of, practicing lots of different things. But it's not enough just to rock up, once a week. It's something that just needs teaching. Actually, Buddy really enjoys it as well, and it's just become part of our regular evening routine. It's part of what we do. So yeah, do homework, but again, make sure that you don't get into any bad habits there, and you don't totally overdo things, which I know has been really tempting for me. But a bit of practice every day can be really powerful. And then the other thing I'd say is a little bit about attitude and mindset. So I like to be good. This is a bit of an over disclosure, but I like to be good at everything. I don't like being rubbish at anything. And sometimes, if I'm not careful with that, that can lead me into the bad habit of only doing things that I know I'm going to be good at. And I can get a bit disheartened when I feel like I'm rubbish at something. So the thing that it took me a little while to do was to enter competitions. And our first competition was a bit of a disaster. We kind of made it to the end, just about, but it took ages. I don't think we managed to string 2 jumps together without having to go back. I'm sure we were eliminated probably. I've not looked at that bit, but we're probably eliminated like 5 seconds into the run. But there's no substitute than for getting better at it than for just keep on doing them. So our first competition, I think we got eliminated in an embarrassing way, and then we got eliminated, and then I think maybe we didn't get eliminated from one on the first our first competition, and we got a few penalty points, and I was delighted with that. And then the next competition we got some clear rounds, and then the next competition at Agility Dogs we came away with I think a second place rosette one day, and then a first place rosette the day after in the all sorts, any size category. But this, for me, so this is, I guess I'm speaking to me here, and this learning or advice might help some of the people. You've just got to always focus on what's the learning. Don't be disheartened. And I've found that for everything that I've initially felt embarrassed about, virtually everybody that competes in agility has been there as well. So you just got to focus on the learning and on having fun and growing.